Welcome to another episode of I Know Jax. I'm Joe Talentino. I'm hot, but you already knew that. What I meant to say is that it's been hot this week. Most days I felt like I was just melting away, so today you won't hear me complaining about spending too much time indoors or cabin fever. I've actually been pretty happy spending time indoors this week. This week we've been working hard on getting our app together, and we're also working on updates to the website. Nothing new there. But we're also planning a couple of fun events for you this summer. I'm very excited about our foodie adventure at 904 Restaurant on Penman Road in Jax Beach. It's been one of my favorite places to go because they source everything locally, and their food is awesome. Now, we've partnered with JaxRestaurantReviews.com for these foodie adventures, and the 904 adventure is coming up on July 7th. Now, I think tickets to that one are going fast, so don't wait too long. Go and sign up now. You'll find the banner in the sidebar on iknowjax.com for the tickets. You get a 6-course meal for $39, so that's pretty much a steal. And we always have a great time, so come join us. I'm also putting together another tequila tasting for July 23rd at Campeche Bay. Now, if you came out last year, you know how much fun we had. Ticket sales will start next week, and if you subscribe to our newsletter, you'll get the info and a special discount when you buy early. Now, as you know, I love to talk about food and I love food events. So when you say food fight, I say, let's go. Hey, I'm at the 25th annual food fight to benefit the Nourishment Network. Let's check it out. I'm with Wayne from the Food Fight, and we're trying to get, what's the lowdown on the Food Fight? What is this whole thing about?
Well, you know, this is an opportunity once a year for everyone to come together and have a great time, a great party, taste some wonderful food and some good beverages, and know that you're raising money to help feed hungry people in our community.
Can you give a little more detail about the Feeding the Hungry People?
Absolutely. You know, through our Nourishment Network program that's been in existence for 35 years, we're feeding people in a number of ways. Number one, we feed them through our direct service food pantry where people come and get bags of food when they have run into a crisis. Number two, we're sending backpacks home to school with school children who are getting free or reduced fee lunches at school, and they've been identified by their schools as needing this, so they have some extra food on the weekend for themselves and their families, and for holidays. And number three, we have a program for low-income pregnant women so that their nutritional needs are met.
Can you tell me what are the plans for this event next year?
Well, our 26th annual, we expect to be even bigger and better. You know, I've been talking with some of the restaurant vendors here tonight. I want to get their ideas about how to make this even a better event. And some of them have volunteered some good ideas, so we want to take them up on that. And they've also volunteered their volunteer time to meet with us early in the year to make plans for this.
A new restaurant has opened in Jax Beach called Gusto Jax, and I was there for their opening ceremony. How do they get my attention, you ask? Simple. They serve authentic Italian food. Now, even though my name is Talentino, I can't really claim I know a whole lot about authentic Italian food other than I love to eat it. We're going to be shooting a story at Gusto Jax next week, so you'll be able to see it for yourself soon. You probably know what I'm going to say next. Subscribe to the newsletter, and you'll never miss another food story or food event for that matter. Just saying. Don't like email? Okay. As soon as the darn app is ready to download to your phone, I'll let you know. Good food and good wine goes together well, like Chris and Joe maybe. Wine's what we're going to be talking about next.
Hey guys, my name is Miguel Gallardo, goalkeeper for the Armada FC, and you're watching I Know Jax.
Okay, I'm going to say it. Simple things in life are not always that simple. I love simple food. They had an awesome bruschetta at Gusto Jax. It was just tomatoes, basil, olive oil, garlic, and fresh bread. You can't go wrong with good fresh products. I'm saying. Good wine tastes better in a real wine glass, way better than it does in a red Solo cup. I'm sure Chris can give us some sort of expert explanation into that phenomena. This time we're going to talk about wine in a real wine glass, even with a stem. Today I'm with my buddy Chris Chislett, the wine guy, and we're going to learn how to
Simple, basic stuff, how to hold a wine glass.
hold a wine glass.
We've done all these segments.
Well, duh.
We should.
With your
you know,
hand.
Just like
Everybody
that.
knows.
You pick it up and you kind of.
Oh, that doesn't work.
It.
Your hand
no.
gets in the way.
Well, that's true. See? Myth busted.
Myth busted.
Next week.
All right. So what's the way?
Okay. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways. Yeah, that's the main way people do it.
Right.
The thing is, you really kind of want to keep your fingers off the bowl.
Off the bowl.
Off the bowl. You
They
get
call that a
nasty,
bowl?
nasty fingerprints. Yeah,
Okay,
the actual
yeah.
bowl itself.
Gotcha.
So the way that I do it is I kind of hold it by the bottom of the stem.
Okay.
All right. It helps. You can actually swirl.
So you can look fancy.
You want to do fancy?
Gotta look fancy.
Do we need pinkies in the air?
Pinkies? I think they're mandatory.
Pinkies are not mandatory. Do not put pinkies in the air. That's when you're sipping tea. Sipping English tea, that's pinkies in the air.
Is that it?
Not for
Okay.
wine, yeah.
Damn it, I always get it wrong.
The other way is you can actually steady it if you want to, put your hand underneath
like
just
that.
to kind of keep it steady.
Sure.
The only problem is if you're at a party or something, you kind of have
Can't
to...
put it down. That's
yeah,
awkward.
You have to, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of
Okay.
switch it out. See a lot of people doing,
Oh, that's wrong.
this
I
kind
know
of
that's
thing.
wrong.
It's like drinking brandy or something, trying to warm it up. The only reason that would be right is a lot of times when I go to a restaurant, the wines, if you get drinking white wine, it's too...
Chilled too much?
Yeah, too... Essentially, you can't really even smell it because it's too
Right.
cold. So that's the only reason I would
So that you can
ever
get
do that, just to warm it up a little bit. 'Cause,
Gotcha.
Yeah, so many places, especially in Florida, they chill it too much. So that's the only reason I'd do that. Obviously, that's
probably not
if you just
the-
want to, attract attention for the wrong reasons, you could kind of do it like that. But yeah,
I have
always
cousins that probably do it that way.
that's one of those, what is it, mason jars or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's, I mean, definitively the best way to hold a wine
So,
glass.
that
Bottom of the stem.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so once we've done that, then what?
Well, then we drink it.
Well, duh. We'll see you guys next week on the next Wine Guy segment. Okay, simple things in life aren't always that simple. Even a bruschetta is not that simple. You have to have the right amount of tomato versus garlic versus basil. Otherwise, it just won't be that good. But it's high time for me to get off my soapbox and back to the show. Let's talk extreme sports next. We talked about the Extreme Pogo coming to Hemming Park here on the show a couple of weeks ago. Well, Extreme Pogo is basically crazy guys on pogo sticks doing all kinds of stupid tricks. Pogo Palooza, the big yearly event, came to Jacksonville in the beginning of the month, and the World Championships are taking place in Philadelphia on July 3rd and 4th. But this is what it looked like when they were here in Jacksonville.
Two, one, pogo! Let Biff have the spotlight right here. It's like Biff's attempting to do a stick transfer over the high bar, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now as I mentioned, we have 3 people remaining. They've been trading the world record on and off over the past couple years. Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw a world record! Gonna take a non-attempt. All right, non-attempt. Oh. I know they make it look easy. This sport has been around 15 years. 10 feet has been the goal. And Biff just tied Dimitri over the top there.
definitely. I wanted to keep my record, so there's that little bit of pressure there, and felt really good. I knew I had the height. I knew I was pretty confident about it, so just really wanted to make sure I kept my own record. I've broken it 3 or 4 times.
That's just crazy. I really enjoy that we're getting all these events to downtown Jacksonville. Last weekend we had Country Superfest that brought a lot of people to Jacksonville. Now, if you're watching this on Saturday, I'm sure you already know that we have a big day coming up tomorrow, Sunday, June 21st. Max, Emma, it's Father's Day. Dinner is good, a growler of great craft beer would work, even a movie's in order. But that's not what we're going to be talking about next. Instead, we're going to take a look at the upcoming events for the week. I love going to the beach in the summertime. I really do. But when it's about 100 degrees or so outside, a movie theater seems like more of a suitable place for me. You can sit down in a comfortable chair, sip on an ice cold soda, and just be whisked away to a fantasy land for a couple of hours. Every summer, the Florida Theater has a summer movie series, and that kicks off on Sunday, June 28th. The first movie out is one of my favorites. It's Back to the Future. That's at the Florida Theater on June 28th at 2 p.m. Tickets are $7.50. And speaking of movies, in St. Augustine, you can also watch Movies at the Bay on Wednesdays. The family-friendly free movie screening takes place outside at the marina at the bayfront. This week's movie is Hero 6. That's on Wednesday, June 24th. I'd also suggest checking out Riverside Arts Market on Saturday if you haven't been. It's actually pretty cool in the shade under the Fuller Warren Bridge, and there might even be a slight breeze from the water. But that's probably just wishful thinking. Have a cold lemonade, walk around slowly. There's plenty of arts and crafts, and this time of year, lots of fruits and produce too. Riverside Arts Market takes place on Saturday, June 27th. There are, of course, lots of other events happening. The Jacksonville Sharks are playing at home at the Veterans Memorial Arena. Bryan Adams is coming to town. Styx is playing at the Florida Theater on June 26th, and there's even a beer festival at Prime Osborne. For more ideas about what to do, check out my post, Fun Things to Do in June, on iknowjax.com. I'm out with Mark Patterson from Naturally Smart, and well, first of all, tell us what is Naturally Smart. I want to call it ice cream, but I know
everyone wants to call it ice cream. It's actually an all-natural, high-protein frozen dessert. Because I use a lot of protein, I can cut back on the fat and sugar, so therefore it doesn't fit the identity of traditional ice cream products.
Okay, so tell me how you got the idea to do this and what makes it different from ice cream.
Well, I was in the restaurant industry for 20 years here in Jacksonville, and I was looking for an out. And I was experimenting with a couple different ideas, and I got real passionate about this idea, and it just started evolving and growing, and I've been doing this now about 3 years. And we were in One Spark 2014, and since then we've really grown in about 35, 40 locations throughout Northeast Florida, all the way to Gainesville. The reason it's not ice cream is ice cream by identity standards must start with a minimum of 10% butterfat, right. And we start around a 6%. Okay. So right out of the gate, we're not ice cream. So we had little brainstorming sessions. What can we call it? What we call it? We wrote everything on the wall that we could think of, and we're like, so no matter what we call it, it's still a frozen dessert. And we're like, it's a frozen dessert.
Okay. Let's keep it simple.
Let's keep it simple. Yeah, we spent enough time on this. Let's move on. Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about some of the flavors and maybe some of the places that we might be able to buy it.
Sure. Right now, just as a startup, we really want to keep our inventory low. And ice, we got vanilla and chocolate, and they're typically the majority of sales anyway in any ice cream company. So we just wanted to focus on those. We made sure they were fantastic. We use 2 types of fair trade cocoa for the chocolate. We use the vanilla bean extract for the vanilla. And so we use that to launch. And the reception's been unbelievable. Right out of the gate, Whole Foods picked us up. We're in fresh markets through Jacksonville, Gainesville, Earth Fair, Fresh Market. Winn-Dixie picked us up and gave us 25 stores locally. But we're also in some local accounts. We're in Biomax in Atlantic Beach, Grassroots 2 over in Fleming Island, Dr. Capazzo's Thin Centers, and then recently we just picked up Baptist Health. We're in the pharmacy. They see a real, this fits really well in their Better For You movement. Yeah.
That's a nice little niche to be in, isn't it?
Yeah. There's really nothing like us for the protein content. We have 10 and 9 grams of protein per serving in our product, and there's nothing on the market that equals us. So even though we're a regional product, we really see potential to be a national product in a very short time.
You just answered the next question I had, which is where are you going from here?
The year one was just about proving our product, making sure we had a product, make sure people liked what we had, and the response has been unbelievable. And so this whole year, 2015, is all about growth. We plan on being throughout the state of Florida by the end of the month, by the end of the year.
Well, cool. Well, I hope that our viewers get a chance to check you out sometime.
I hope so too. I appreciate it. Support local, right?
Yep, absolutely.
That's it for this week's episode. I'll be back with another one next weekend. But before then, I'll see you on the internet. Next week, we're visiting Jacksonville Zoo to check out some of the new baby animals they have. We're also visiting a new Italian restaurant in Jax Beach, and as I always say, much more. See you then.